G'day everyone, another episode of On the Rails. We're at Hamilton Station Rotokauri at the base in Te Huia. A lot of names. We've got a bus stop here for the Orbiter, the Connect and a few others stop here. We are here to catch Te Huia 1305. Now from what I've heard, it's coming down with 3 carriages instead of 4. One has gotten a flat wheel. You wonder how a train gets a flat wheel, or a flat tyre, you would say. It is just worn away. A flat spot is created on the bottom of the tyre, or bottom of the wheel, and it gets worse and worse, and then it just becomes a dunk, 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 dunk noise. I caught a DSG that got one heading up to Huntley in a previous episode. Another previous episode we went around some of the history of the base, being a military base. I think it was possibly episode 17. The other train that might be passing is M30. Now that is a shunt from Burbush, which is just past Te Huia, pretty much on the very outskirts of Hamilton. The main freight depot is there. The shunt's pretty regular. A lot of late night shunting, so you don't usually get it through the day. Now on the last one we didn't have a look around the station, so a little geese. The base is pretty large, as you can see here through the netting down there. That's where the old station used to be back in the early 1900s. Here's the base, and within the base is Te Huia, a big shopping mall. This is the base entry. There's another bus stop on this side. When the station was made, they took the bus stop over here. At least the Orbiter and the Connect are over here now, and the rest of the city buses go within the base. Tainui owns the base, and they put a lot of money into building the station. For a trial, which the Te Huia is technically still on, it is quite a lot of money to invest into a station. We'll go down on the platform. G'day mate, how you going? It shouldn't be too far. There's a Nawa here, last time I checked. M30 was at the main freight depot. Oh. We have a new signalling here for the siding. See the siding here, it runs right down past the warehouse, underneath Wairiri Drive into, I think it's Hume's, but it's not. It's a different concrete company which casts sleepers for Keyrail. So there's always sleeper wagons there waiting to be loaded. This shunt goes down to Te Kowhai East Road as well, and where the still shop is, which is that bright white there, used to be another concrete plant. I remember it as a kid. It has been demolished, but behind still shop the siding is still there. All the tracks have been left. Here's a bit of a close look at the new signalling. Rotokauri. These used to be all manual switches up here. Not anymore. very Auckland styled station. 3 elevators, full overhead ramp. Walk down to the other end, then we'll wait for Te Huia. So it's a pretty good sized station for Hamilton. A lot of people that catch Te Huia get on here and come off here. There is Frankton Station, which has been renamed to Hamilton Station, and just off the centre of town at the junction of the East Coast main trunk and the North Coast main trunk, which we are currently on at the moment, but it's not used as much as the base. You can see this line has already dropped off quite a bit. You might not be able to see it in the camera, but it drops down quite a bit. By the time it gets down to the bridge, it's close to 1 metre lower than the track. There used to be a few more of these bus stops here as well, but these last 2 ones they ripped up for some reason. Probably reused somewhere else. Maybe felt unnecessary. Bit odd, but if you're into buses, it's a good place to do some bus filming. This is an ordinary buses. Used to be called Go Bus. And over there we have the Orbiter, which orbits around Hamilton. There's another one on its way out. There's a anti-clockwise and clockwise service. I think I'd say Te Huia is coming. I see some lights down there going around the bend. There she is. Say M30 is waiting for Te Huia to pass. That is it crossing Te Huia Road East. I do an orange up here that I'm not sure what that's for. Usually it's a green. Does look shorter. It's hard to tell when one carriage is missing or not from this angle. These SRV units won't be used for much longer when the DLs take over. It's definitely a short Te Huia. They have run this a few times here and there when things happen. See which cars were taken out. Cafe car is here, so it is one of the passenger cars. back on. This should be departing now. We get a green light in the distance. Nice full moon out. We can see M30 in the distance as well, possibly running on the down main, sorry, on the up main. So obviously Te Huia is on the down main. Or it has stopped. Like the signal down there. It's hard to tell. A lot nicer infrastructure here than the light's green now. Who knows, I guess we'll find out sooner or later. Not sure if it's worth putting it on pause. Oh, there goes the whistle. Sorry for the delay. Usually they're a bit quicker at the turnaround here. Some nice blow of the horn there. The ditch light's gone. Right, I'll put the video on pause for now. We'll wait for M30 to depart. It's usually very short, just from one wagon to maybe 6. Alright, we're back. M30 is approaching. Got a yellow light up here, up over there. Sometimes these are shunted by DCs, but it's a bit easier when they use the DL. Short train. Looks like we have another train coming out of Frankton. I'm 100% sure what it is, but it better come quick. They locked the station after Te Huia. Don't really feel like jumping the fence today. So my guess is this is a MP, or this is 234 that's on the train. Well, we'll put it in the title anyway. Wagons, GXTs, GSH. This is definitely 234. So it's a mixed freight. MPs only have containers port to port. Team Global Express. They used to be Toll Rail, which used to be the company that operated here before Key Rail. And they left a big mess behind, and the government had to buy back the rails. Prior to Toll Rail was Transrail. Prior to that was New Zealand Rail. And prior to that was New Zealand Government Rail, which those last two ones were the same entity, but yeah. Well, what a catch. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to get out of here before the security guard comes and asks me to leave. You guys have a good rest of your night. Thanks for watching.